So there's been a major shift in Vegeta's character since the beginning of Dragon Ball Super. Not only is he less serious, but he also seems to be moving away from the role that he was originally meant to play in the series, which is the main rival of our protagonist, of Goku. This wasn't that big of a problem until recently, because Vegeta's role has had really no serious competition. Yes, Goku has had rivals in the past, like Piccolo. Even Tien and Yamcha were Goku's rivals at some point, but they simply couldn't keep up with Goku. Then in steps Vegeta, who quickly becomes the only other full-blooded Saiyan in the entire series that we knew of, and because of that, physiologically, it made sense to assume that whatever Goku is able to accomplish, Vegeta could eventually do the same thing. That's not even taking into account Vegeta's crazy willpower or the giant chip that he has on his shoulder, which isn't a bad thing. It actually adds more to his character than it takes away. Vegeta knows he was destined for greatness, and because of that, he's not willing to settle for second best. This isn't all bravado either. According to his father, King Vegeta, Prince Vegeta's power broke every record in Saiyan history, and that was as a newborn baby. All of this meant that no matter what protagonist power-up Goku got, Vegeta was the perfect candidate to eventually achieve the same thing, to match Goku and help push our protagonist to higher heights. The ideal rival. That's until New Broly stepped into the story and slapped his giant power level on the table. In all seriousness though, the introduction of Broly isn't the only thing to indicate that Vegeta's role in the Dragon Ball universe is at a crossroads. We've been getting glimpses of this fact since the beginning of Dragon Ball Super. We are on the verge of a major shift for Vegeta's role in the series, and that is what I will be talking about in this video. I'm so excited to go through this with you, so I hope you stick around with me. But before we get into it, this video is brought to you by the new illustrated book titled Yamoshi, based on a video here on my channel. More about the Yamoshi book at the end of this video. Now back to Vegeta. So at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super, we saw an obvious change in Vegeta's personality. Take for example when Beerus arrived to Earth for the first time. Vegeta remembered who Beerus was, and initially Vegeta was almost paralyzed with fear. We then saw Vegeta spend the better half of almost an entire episode doing everything he can to make sure Beerus got what he wanted. No matter how you slice it, Vegeta was afraid of Beerus. But not only that, he was controlled by that fear. Let's just put this into context for 1 second. This is the same Vegeta who less than 3 years ago willingly sacrificed his life to try and get rid of Majin Buu. The same Vegeta who said, even if you control my mind and my body, there is one thing a Saiyan would always keep. Do you guys remember what that thing is? You know what? I think he says it better than I can, so I'm gonna just let Vegeta say it.
You may have invaded my mind and my body, but there's one thing a Saiyan always keeps. His pride!
When has Vegeta ever been willing to throw his pride to the side? When has he ever been willing to let himself be controlled by his fear? Even as a child, when Vegeta was forced to work for Frieza, and Frieza was immensely more powerful than he was, Vegeta still served in defiance. When Frieza issued a callback for all the Saiyans, Kid Vegeta just said he'll pretend he didn't hear it. He wasn't tripping over himself to make sure he didn't upset Frieza. He wasn't acting out of fear. Now, if you're tempted to say that the way Vegeta acted when he first met Beerus was just done for comic relief, it wasn't significant of any personality shift or anything like that, it was just done for a laugh from us, the viewers, and to show how strong Beerus was. If you feel that way, I want you to consider this for a second. Even after fighting Beerus and getting defeated by a fingernail, we did not see Goku act out of fear. Goku was excited and saw Beerus as a new plateau of power, something for him to get to eventually. Vegeta, on the other hand, at least initially, saw Beerus as something to fear, and this is not common for Vegeta's personality. So why am I spending all this time trying to convince you that there was a shift in Vegeta's personality at the beginning of Dragon Ball Super? What does that have to do with his role as Goku's rival? Well, the next thing I want to touch on real quick is that this shift was not limited to the beginning of Super. It continued throughout the entire series. Vegeta gained respect for Goku in Dragon Ball Z, and I think it's fair to say that they even became friends. But no matter what, Vegeta's rivalry with Goku always came first. In Vegeta's head, Goku was his rival and then his friend. In Dragon Ball Super, the complete opposite is slowly becoming the truth. There's no denying that Vegeta still sees Goku as his rival, but now he's willing to train with him. He's willing to go into the hyperbolic time chamber with him. Goku is slowly becoming more friend than rival. All of this leading up to the last arc of the Dragon Ball Super anime, where Vegeta drops a bombshell. He says that he is no longer chasing after Goku. He is now on his own path. While transforming to Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, Vegeta says, I have to keep my promise to him. That's why I'll surpass my limits in my own way. Here he's talking about Kaba and the promise he made to resurrect them after he wins the Tournament of Power. Vegeta's desire to become stronger here has nothing to do with his rivalry with Goku. It's all about his own path, his own desires, his own promise to his protege in Universe 6. Now, this is great for Vegeta's personal character development, but it's terrible in the context of him being Goku's main rival. If Vegeta no longer cares about gaining power for the purpose of being stronger than Goku, then how can we expect him to keep up with Goku? The perfect example of this occurred during the Tournament of Power. When Vegeta first saw Goku unlock Ultra Instinct Omen, he vowed that he would master the technique before Goku did. And then later on, in the same tournament, when he decided that he was no longer going to follow in Goku's footsteps, that he was going to achieve his own power in his own way, he transformed into Super Saiyan Blue Evolved. Now, the power scaling in Dragon Ball Super is a bit wonky at times, but no matter how you look at it, I think it'll be difficult for anyone to suggest that Vegeta's Super Saiyan Blue Evolved is as strong as Ultra Instinct Goku. It's definitely, without a doubt, weaker than Mastered Ultra Instinct, and arguably even weaker than Ultra Instinct Omen. So here we have a situation where both Goku and Vegeta achieve a new power around the same time, and because Vegeta decides he's no longer going to compete with Goku, the power Vegeta unlocks is much weaker than the power Goku unlocks. This suggests to me that if Vegeta continues with this mindset, the mindset of not competing with Goku, but doing his own thing and unlocking his own powers, we could expect to see the same results that we saw in the Tournament of Power. Even when unlocking a new transformation, we can expect Vegeta to remain much weaker than Goku, and if that's the case, Vegeta will simply no longer be a suitable rival. Now, is it a coincidence that right after all of this happens, right after Vegeta declares that he is going to step out on his own path, we get the introduction of another Saiyan, of Broly? Before I go any further though, I want to ask you guys a question. Who's stronger, Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku or fully powered Berserker Broly? I'm leaning towards Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku, but to be honest, I don't know. When you take into account Broly's ability to match the power level of whoever he's fighting and then eventually surpass it, and when you also take into account the fact that Goku has very little control over Mastered Ultra Instinct at the moment, and he will probably run out of time before he can deliver a finishing blow to Broly, it's hard to say definitively that Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku is stronger than Berserker Broly, or say it's guaranteed that Goku will win the fight. But even if he is, even if Goku's stronger, it'll still be a very good fight. Something that will challenge Goku, that could push him to have to learn how to control Mastered Ultra Instinct a little bit better. And that's how it should be when the main protagonist of any anime, especially Dragon Ball, fights his rival. That is something that Broly can offer Goku right now that Vegeta cannot. Broly can keep up with Goku, even with his most powerful transformation to date, Mastered Ultra Instinct. He can not only keep up, but he can force Goku to become better at that technique. Goku knows this, and that's why at the end of Dragon Ball Super Broly, we saw Goku pay Broly a visit. The reality is, if Goku felt like Vegeta was enough of a rival at the moment, he would have no reason to want to train with Broly, but he does. So what does this mean for the Prince? What does this mean for Vegeta? Is it over? Is he no longer Goku's rival? Well, if you remember at the beginning of this video, I said that Vegeta's role is at a crossroads, meaning that at the moment for Vegeta, things can go one of two ways. Either Vegeta reverts back to his old self, where he values nothing more than being number one, than being stronger than Kakarot, than Goku, and use his immense willpower to catch up with Goku and Broly by any means. If that happens, we'll likely see Vegeta pursue his own version of Mastered Ultra Instinct, just like he did with Super Saiyan God, and Super Saiyan Blue. Or Vegeta decides that he is going to continue walking down the path that he started in Dragon Ball Super and no longer compete with Goku. He attains power for his own goals, for his own purpose. In that case, we'll likely see more new transformations from Vegeta, like Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, maybe even a controlled version of Berserker, Super Saiyan Green. These transformations will be independent from Goku's transformation. But just like Super Saiyan Blue Evolved, the purpose of these transformations will not be to compete with Goku. They'll be for whatever purpose Vegeta sees fit. That means that if Vegeta chooses this path, he will forfeit his rivalry with Goku. I'm not saying he won't compete with Goku at all. I'm just saying it won't be his main purpose. We will likely see that role shift to someone else. I'm looking at you, Broly. Guys, if you made it this far in the video, let me know who you think will be a better rival for Goku at this point in Dragon Ball Super. Hashtag rival Broly in the comments below if you think it's Broly, and hashtag rival Vegeta in the comments below if it's still Vegeta. I promised you guys a quick update on the Yamoshi book. The book is done. In the description there is a link to the waiting list for the book. If you think it's something that you'll like to pick up a copy of, just click the link and put in your email address. When it's ready, I'll send you the Amazon link to where you can pick up your own copy. That's it for me though, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hashtag Dooku. Thank you guys for all the support. You could find me on dooley.tv if you want to chat about this video or anything else. I'll be talking to you again real soon. Bye.